Hello, Kerrigan. I've been waiting for you.
I'm surprised you haven't tried to escape.
Escape? My dear, I'm afraid you've got it all wrong. Really? Did you think I'd keep an animal like you close to me without some kind of insurance policy? Clearly, you are my greatest failure. Now, at long last, you will die.
Change of plans.
Marshal Jim Raynor from Starcraft 2, now available in 1/6 scale action figure form from Sideshow Collectibles for a mere 500 of your finest American dollars. Yep, you heard that right, you will get exactly 1 red cent in change from $500 for this thing. It had better be good. So let's get it opened and see what we get for our money. Opening the box, aside from the figure itself, I was pleasantly surprised to note that it does actually come with batteries. And so it damn well should for $500. There's a spare face for Marshal Raynor himself, 3 weapons, his signature revolver, which comes with a leather holster, his Gauss rifle, and his sniper rifle. So let's get it out of the box and take a closer look at the details. And there are lots and lots and lots of details. So we've got old Jim out of the box, standing up on his own 2 feet. His visor has been flipped up so you can actually see his face, and there are his weapons laid out on the ground in front of him. Let's take a closer look at each of the individual weapons, and there is quite a wealth of detail on them. First, there's his Gauss rifle, which has been customised with some graffiti, features a detachable bayonet, a detachable magazine, and a flip-up rear sight. It also lights up. The flashlights mounted on the front of the rifle are 100% functional. The batteries are stowed inside the magazine compartment. And yes, the batteries are supplied. Next, Jim's signature sidearm, the revolver. The revolver and the holster that comes with it, which is genuine leather, actually breaks down into 3 separate pieces, and you can break the revolver open and see the chamber and the shells actually loaded into it. It is a 6-shot. There's some lovely scroll work on the actual frame of the pistol. It's a very, very nice piece. The whole thing attaches to the figure itself by means of the straps and clips located on the holster. It is very easy to fit to the figure. Finally, there's his sniper rifle. It doesn't actually feature any moving parts, despite the fact that it looks like the cocking handle should work, other than the folding bipod at the front. You can detach the 2 magazines, however, and you can see the shells located within the magazine casings. When it comes to fitting the batteries that are supplied, you're going to need a very, very small Phillips or crosshead screwdriver, because the battery ports are actually covered up by 2 panels, each of which are secured to the figure by means of 3 screws. And this is where I ran into my first problem with this figure, because one of the screws, the head had pretty much been sheared off, and so I was completely unable to remove this screw, and I almost had to break the cover trying to gain access to where the batteries were located. It was a bit fiddly, but I did manage to actually get the batteries in and the covers resecured without breaking anything further, and I'm pretty sure you'll agree the results have been worth it. The fusion power cores pop out of the chest and are illuminated. The lights on the front of the suit are illuminated, and when you flip it over and have a look at the back, at the engine exhaust ports, they're also illuminated. Of course, none of this gives you any idea of just how big this thing actually is, so let's stand it up next to my also 1/6 scale Joker bank robber version from Hot Toys. Yeah, it's big, isn't it? Anyway, let's give you a closer look at some of the details that this thing is absolutely covered in. It really is a fantastic piece of work, at least as far as the level of detail is concerned. They haven't skimped on anything. This is a fantastically well-designed figure. It's just not a fantastically well-made figure. It's a little bit flimsy. In fact, one of the fingers was broken off when I got it out of the box. It's easily able to be repaired, but, you know, that's not the point. This thing cost $500. It's also not particularly well articulated, although given the nature of the figure that is somewhat understandable. However, the joints are very, very weak. There's no stiffness in them at all, so once you set this guy up into a pose, it doesn't hold the pose. It's actually very difficult to get the thing to stand up. And this is something that I'm noticing with Sideshow's own brand of 1/6 scale action figures. The stuff that Sideshow distributes on behalf of other companies like Hot Toys are fantastic in every respect. I've got a lot of Hot Toys collectibles, and they're all just as well detailed as this, but they're also a lot more tough and durable than this. Nevertheless, it is good. I mean, just look at it. I'm not 100% convinced it's $500 worth of good, however. In fact, if I'm being brutally honest here, I really couldn't recommend this, due to the lingering concerns over the build quality and the fact that it is a very, very expensive figure. Nevertheless, I am glad I have it, but I would think twice before recommending anybody else go out and buy one of these from Sideshow. Nevertheless, there he is, Marshal Jim Raynor from Blizzard's Starcraft series of games, produced, designed and distributed by Sideshow Collectibles under license to Blizzard Entertainment. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. I'll catch you next time.